Kazakhstan and Belarus are set to boost the trade turnover between the countries. Next year, the countries are planning to increase the trade to $1 billion. According to Kazakh ambassador to Belarus, Yermuhamed Yertisbayev, the major cooperation sectors include engineering, metallurgy, pharmaceuticals, chemical and food industries, and the construction supplies production. Last year, the trade turnover between the countries grew by almost 65%.
Очень важно было решение принято на межправкомиссии около 60 видов продукции.
The Intergovernmental Commission made a very important decision. The Belarusian officials agreed to provide access for 60 Kazakh product items on the market as an import substitution. The president ordered to hold the Days of the Kazakh Culture in Minsk, which were very successful. Kazakhstan's State Symphony Orchestra and the Tlendiev Folk Ethnographic Orchestra performed here with great success. Belarusians expressed great interest to the Kazakh culture and Kazakhstan in general.
Вообще белорусов не только казахской культуре, а Казахстану в целом.
Kazakhstan and Belarus have great potential to successfully implement joint projects in a number of fields, including manufacturing, transport and logistics, agricultural industry, and other sectors.
Совсем недавно мы
Together with our Kazakh partners, we identified the priority projects that are important for our economic cooperation. We will strengthen cooperation in a number of fields, including manufacturing, agriculture, and IT industry.
развитие нашего взаимодействия в IT-индустрии.
There are currently 260 Belarusian enterprises operating in Kazakhstan. Meanwhile, the transit traffic between China and Europe through Kazakhstan and Belarus increased almost 100 times over the past 6 years. Both countries are set to boost economic cooperation in the future. Kazakhstan and Iran continue strengthening cooperation. Experts highlighted that the two countries have a well-established dialogue and mutual understanding in all cooperation aspects. The parties attach great importance to enhancing trade and economic partnership. The Kazakh and Iranian officials identified several priority areas of cooperation, which includes the use and development of transit and logistics capacities and cooperation in the agricultural and industrial sectors. According to financial analysts, Kazakhstan earned $112 million in the Iranian market over the past 6 months. For comparison, Astana exported $170 million worth of products to Tehran in 2017. The economic growth is significant. The largest sales items include oilseeds and processed products, as well as leguminous and forage crops. The Kazakh-Iranian cooperation gained momentum in recent years. Our cooperation will continue strengthening. Kazakh President Nursultan Nazarbayev's recent state visit to Tehran demonstrates that our cooperation is improving even more. Iran is also determined to boost our cooperation. There are Iran-invested projects being implemented in Kazakhstan at the moment. Experts believe that the free trade zone agreement between Iran and the Eurasian Economic Union will increase the export volumes. Today, Iran's market capacity is over $8 billion. The agreement will allow Kazakhstan to increase exports by 30 times. As part of the Eurasian Economic Union, Astana will export confectionery, meat, legumes, as well as capacitors, batteries, and fittings to the Iranian market. The 25th anniversary meeting of the Berlin Eurasian Club was held in Germany. The dialogue platform was established 6 years ago on the initiative of Kazakh President Nursultan Nazarbayev. The discussion topic was the legal status of the Caspian Sea and prospects of cooperation with the region. The forum was attended by politicians, analysts, and leaders of large German companies. At the meeting, Kazakh Deputy Foreign Minister Roman Vasilenko said that determination of the Caspian Sea's status created new opportunities for attracting investments. The Kazakh official invited German businessmen for active cooperation. The Astana International Financial Center was also presented at the meeting.
Состоялся заинтересованный разговор по новым возможностям, которые открываются.
At the meeting, we held comprehensive discussions on the new opportunities for Germany's mutually beneficial cooperation with Kazakhstan and other countries of the Caspian region in light of the historic summit of the Caspian littoral states held in Aktau that resulted in the signing of the historic Convention on the legal status of the Caspian Sea. The expert opinions presented at the meeting suggest that the German businesses are very interested in developing cooperation in sectors such as transport logistics as well as the natural resources development at the Caspian Sea area.
Транспорта и логистики, так и в сфере освоения природных ресурсов Каспийского моря.
Diese Plattform sehr interessant, den Austausch zwischen den
This platform is very interesting for the exchange of views between experts from different industries on the international market. Here we discuss aspects of the future cooperation. This forum gave us the opportunity to discuss, establish contacts and present ourselves. We believe that Kazakhstan is a very important transit country leading to China. We see great potential. The ways of boosting Kazakhstan's transit capacity are outlined in the 56th step of the Plan of the Nation. More than 26,000 transit declarations were filed for the goods brought from China to Kazakhstan since the beginning of the year, which is 20% higher compared to last year. The total weight of the goods exceeded 5 million tons, which is 500,000 tons higher than last year. The majority of goods are transported by railroad. 28% of goods that were brought to Kazakhstan underwent customs declaration. 65% of the goods are dispatched to the third countries, while 6% of the goods are sent to the Eurasian Economic Union countries. In terms of imports and exports, 15,000 declarations were filed in Kazakhstan in 11 months. The total weight of goods is over 500,000 tons, while the value is $950 million.
Құрғақ порттың бүгінгі таңда басты артықшылығы ол жылдамдық және оның
The rapidness is the dry port's main advantage. There's a great capacity of processing containers there. The digital transformation of the transit operations is important because it directly affects the rapidness of the freight transportation. A Sana One information system was established to speed up the customs operations. The goods are currently filed using the system while the paper filing is being removed.
Нақты жүйе бойынша, ақпараттық жүйе бойынша тауарларды ресімдеу, қағаз жүзінде ресімдеу процедурасы жалпы алынып тасталып отыр.
The Nurli Joly program boosted Kazakhstan's transport, logistics and transit potential. This year, 4 million tons of freight were transported by railroad in Mangistau region. 3 major railroad networks were commissioned in the region in the last 5 years. The Shalkar-Benyao railroad route links the western and northern Kazakhstan, while the route from Zhanaozen to Turkmenistan's border opens the way for Kazakhstan to the Persian Gulf. The Borjakta-Yersai railroad link allows transporting freight from China and the Central Asian countries such as Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan to the Kurik port, while the goods from Europe arriving at the Kurik port go in the opposite direction. This railroad link became an important part of the international transit sector. The results of 10 months of this year show that the number of transited freight cars is 21,174. There are 26 staff members working on shifts at the station. Their workstations are equipped with the latest technical requirements. The Borjakta-Yersai Railroad has the annual capacity of 12 million tons. More than 300,000 containers will be transported by 2020. The Ozien-Turkmenistan Border Railroad, commissioned 5 years ago, is a section of the international transport corridor that links Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan and Iran. 5 checkpoints and 2 stations were built along the road. This project is not just aimed at enhancing imports and exports, as it will also significantly affect the transit capacity. This road will allow us to transport our freights directly to Turkmenistan as well as Iran and the Persian Gulf. The volume of freights transited in 11 months of the year is 1 million tons. In the future, we are also planning to establish passenger transportations along this route. The Benyao-Shalkar-Zhezkazgan Railroad is another project that benefited the regional and national economic development. The link is the longest railroad built in independent Kazakhstan. The railroad connected Kazakhstan's western and central regions and reduced the travel time by 10 hours. Uzbekistan is adopting an international experience. Starting from 2020, the country plans to begin a staged introduction of toll roads in all regions. The government has approved the decision. In this regard, until June 1st next year, proposals on implementation of new investment projects have to be prepared. Specialists want to introduce a public-private partnership mechanism in order to create a modern road infrastructure. The toll roads will produce existing intercity routes. The significant advantage of the infrastructure is that the speed of cars on the toll roads will be higher than on non-tolled roads. The Tashkent-Shymkent highway might be included into the list of toll roads. Toll roads are good. I've been to China recently. There are very high quality roads. Service along the highways is also good. We also want to have this. It is not difficult for us to pay 5 to 10 soms. It is important to create conditions for motor car enthusiasts. Members of the Following the Footsteps of Ancestors historical research exhibition have conducted field research in Jordan and met with local historians. The Kipchak customs reigned the state in the 13th century. Previously, traditions of the Great Steppe had a considerable impact on the relationship between Muslim and Christian worlds. The members of the expedition headed to Ajlun and Karak castles to gather new data. The Karak Castle is a strategic facility with defense purposes in the south of Jerusalem and Damascus. The Kipchak Mamluks who came from the Great Steppe owned this land. Our ancestors controlled several castles in these places. The Karak Castle is the most important of them. By the order of Sultan Baybars, a tower was built in this castle. There are a few such towers. 3 towers are built by the order of Sultan Baybars in the Karak Castle between 1260 and 1277. The Kipchak Mamluks resisted the Mongol-Tatar invasion in the east and managed to eliminate the threat of crusades in the west. They have become the strongest and most influential states in the Islamic world. Therefore, Mamluks have been known as defenders of Islam.
أذكر خلال دراستنا في المدرسة
We used to read a lot about Sultan Baybars. He is a legend. He never stopped fighting for his land and country. He secretly traveled from Egypt to Damascus. When Sultan Baybars came to a fortress or a village, a watchman was surprised. This gave the Sultan the direct control of a situation in his country, and thus he learned about the lives of his nation.
فكان يتحرك دائما مع أعداد قليلة من الحرس.
This example shows that Mamluks, as descendants of ancient nomads, have succeeded due to the horse culture. Kazakh artist Sabur Mambeyev's exhibition titled The Lifelong Art was presented in the Kasteyev Museum of Arts in Almaty. Mambeyev is a prominent figure of the Kazakh fine arts. Sabur Mambeyev is a representative of the second generation of professional painters who began their career in the late 50s. The artist skillfully combined different styles in his works. The artist's late works have a deep philosophical meaning. The characters in Sabur Mambeyev's paintings have well-designed images. Although many of the details at first seem incomplete, incomprehensible and mysterious, they all have a complete meaning. Art admirers can discover something new every time they look at the paintings. The talented artist conveyed the customs and traditions of the Kazakh people in his paintings. His By the Yurt painting was created to show his love for his motherland. The original painting is currently in the Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow. Sabur Mambeyev's works are kept not only in state museums in Russia and Kazakhstan, but also in private collections in many countries.
рано остался сиротой, выбился.
He became an orphan at an early age and succeeded only thanks to his talent. He experienced the hardships of the war and many more. Afterwards, he did a lot of work as the chairman of the Artists' Union of Kazakhstan. Sabur Mambayev's paintings are among the most treasured works of the Kazakh Five Arts.
Они входят в золотой фонд казахской живописи.
The lifelong exhibition includes about 80 paintings and graphic works by Sabur Mambayev. A significant number of paintings were exhibited for the first time. Beijing residents have been introduced to artworks of Kazakh masters. The Chinese capital hosted an exhibition of artist couple Dauren Kastiev and Gaukhar Balmakhayeva, dedicated to the 27th anniversary of independence. They presented stone-carved pictures from the ancient Kazakh history. Dauren is the grandson of world-renowned artist and founder of Kazakh fine arts Abilkhan Kastiev. Today, works of the artist couple are stored in private collections in Sweden, the United Kingdom, France, and Russia. This year, the artists have organized their own exhibitions in London, Cairo, and Stockholm as part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program. The creativity of Dauren Kastiev and Gaukhar Balmakhayeva is unique. The Embassy of Kazakhstan in China offered to organize this event again next year as part of the Silk Road Cultural Zone.
I
brought an exposition of works of the book illustration. These pictures are drawn for the Kulagir poem by Ilyas Jan Sugurov. I have also showcased works related to stories of Agila Sauran and the Aisha Bibi legend. This exhibition is very interesting. Pictures have a profound meaning. It makes a person think twice. The artist's concept is very sophisticated and the works are very well done.
Prominent Kazakh singer, poet and composer Yestay Berkimbayoglu was commemorated in Ankara. A special event took place in the Turkish capital dedicated to the 150th anniversary of the composer's birth. Famous Turkish people, heads of diplomatic missions and residents of the Pavlodar region attended the meeting. The event participants discussed the poet's legacy and his creative genius. A musical band from Pavlodar performed his famous song Kosni Korlan. I consider it a great honor for entire Kazakhstan that a talented Kazakh singer is being commemorated at an international level.
The number of technology parks is increasing in Kazakhstan. A research site designed for children has been opened in Karaganda. Children can learn about advanced technologies and implement their ideas. A robotics laboratory and a digital art studio are available to the children. They are particularly interested in the astrology facility. It is similar to a mobile planetarium where educational films about space technology and green economy are shown. An inflatable dome is designed to broadcast videos across its entire inner surface, which creates a feeling of complete immersion.
9
teachers of different subjects are involved in activities of the technology park. We plan to launch 10 educational programs. The programs are designed for all school ages from elementary school students to high school students. There is high demand for technological creativity. Park is designed for children of different ages. There are senior, middle and junior groups in the park. For example, 10th graders collect robotic manipulators while preschool children construct simpler models. I want to build a robot janitor which will pick up my toys instead of me. I like attending this class. I wanted to go here since childhood. Children learn web design, computer graphics, 3D modeling and video editing in the digital art studio. A children's television studio will be opened here in the near future. Upbringing starts from a cradle. Swaddling a baby in a Kazakh cradle is a sacred tradition that Kazakhs have appreciated for centuries. Sapura Tashienova has swaddled her 7 children in the cradle. She is passing her customs to her daughter-in-laws. This has a lot of benefits, says the owner of Silver Necklace, which is given to women who have given birth to 6 children.
аяғы түзу болады,
A
жыламайды.
baby's legs will be strengthened. A newborn does not cry and become anxious. The baby is not afraid of anything. You can put a toy here, and when the baby wakes up, just take the baby's hands out so he or she can play. Then when the baby wants to stand, you can free the baby. Cradle has a lot of benefits, my child. Sapura Tashienova says that the cradle is good for a newborn's hygiene, health and development, and it is also good for the mother's mental health. This is why the cradle takes a special place in Kazakh's upbringing. Kazakh forefathers said that the cradle of a child is the door to the great world.
Ақ бесікте жат бөпем